this ZX10 Masters Cup action is proudly brought to you by Red Square for ultimate activation. Hello race fans and welcome to the Killarney circuit down by the mountain in Cape Town. It is round 8 action of the 2019 Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup and it's going to be frantic racing once again. Championship points up for grabs. Well, everyone's going to try and stop Mr. Graham from Midar out front. You can see everyone enjoying the atmosphere, as always, part of the Extreme Festival. John T. Collard, let's hope that he's sorted the problems out that he had on that motorcycle. Gareth Bazade, another rider that's had a topsy-turvy season with bike problems. Michael Smith becoming a front runner with every single round this season. Those Bridgestone R11 tyres are fitted. The riders are lining up on the grid, ready to do battle for the first time today. Like I said, it is round 8 of the championship, so getting into the crunch time for those championship points, and it's all about Graham from Midar out front. Jaco Koos has got to do everything he can to try and wrestle that championship away from him. Joining me in the commentary booth, as always, is Mr. Dave Peterson. And Dave, the Killarney circuit always throws up a couple of little spanners in the works because of how hard it is to ride here. It's so bumpy, and then of course the local flavour. Watch out for Jacques Ackerman.
Well, 200 horsepower equals danger around this track. And these are brave men coming out onto the grid here today. These bikes are a handful. We'll see you, though, right after the break.
Welcome back to the big hill. It is round number 8 of the Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup. You can see the crowds, as always, down here in Cape Town. They come out, they fill the stands, and they're going to enjoy some world-class racing once again from our Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup riders. Graham from Midar in pole position. Jaco Koos there in second place. He's got to be ahead of bike number 41. Come the checkered flag if he wants to wrestle his championship away. Brilliant start though from our championship leader Michael Smith from the second row on the inside on the grey bike, looking to put it on the inside. Is he going to make it stick? No, he doesn't. It is Graham from Midar, Jaco Koos, Michael Smith. The three are Johan Leroux with a brilliant start up into 4th place just behind Gareth Bazane.
A great start from Johan Leroux. Didn't qualify that well, but we're on board here with Jacques Ackerman. Rob, keep an eye on Jacques Ackerman because the local guy, he knows his way around the track. He's done that many laps. He's worn a big groove in the tarmac. You can see it there where he rides.
You can see that a couple of riders getting it wrong going into turn 2. There's a big bump on the brakes.
Sophia Temba out right.
Well, that's what happens here. There's so many bumps. The local guys know the bumps. If you don't know where those bumps are, you really do get thrown out by the wayside. But at the moment, John T. Collard making his way through the field. And Jacques Ackerman, he was right at the back of the grid, but he's starting to come through. Our leading 2 riders are checking out. There's a real 4-5 rider battle for that final podium position.
Also a good start from Dale Nieuwenhuis. He's up there in 8th at the moment. Good start from him. Gareth Jackson, Aubrey Marie having a big dice with Lafraz Fritz behind them. Look out for Carl Robinson. Great to see him here as well.
Carl Robinson, there he is, just in the background there. He's not too far off this podium battle. You can see how bumpy it is down that back straight with those roots of the trees growing underneath the track. This is where you wrestle all 200 horsepower of these ZX10 machines. There's John T. Collard trying to get behind the screen, and it's 240 k's an hour flat out. Yellow flags at the back there. So one of the riders have got it wrong. So easy to do.
Carl Robinson.
We were just saying he's returned to racing. Down the back straight, the wind can push you lose your brake marker, and down he goes.
Bike number 18, the Fantech Kawasaki, covered in Cape Town sea sand. So He's out of the race. Maybe he'll pick it up and carry on. Here's a replay of the incident. We go on board with Jacques Ackerman. Now there on the left-hand side, you can see Carl Robinson. Oh, he's way wide, Rob. Not going to stop that one.
No, just way too wide. You've got to brake and get the bike turned because that corner really does close in on you. He's managed to get it up and going. Let's hope he can fix that bike. Ready for race number 2. Back to the racing action. It's our 2 championship contenders. Graham from Idar out front. Jaco Koos right on his tail. Bezuidenhout looking comfortably in third. He has a good battle. Jacques Ackerman is coming through the field. He's right on the back tail piece now of Johan Leroux down the back straight, Slipstream City, and the local man will certainly do it on the brakes. Round the outside, Jaco Koos from Idar puts his leg out, but he's not coming there. He's trying to go a little long way around.
That is the high line, and I can tell you what, if he makes it a move again, he's going to make it stick, because he's sussed it out now, and look out for this, because Jaco Koos has got that one dialed in, and this is the best we've seen of him all year long, and he's right on the brakes as they're going to turn number 1, steams up on the inside. Does he run wide? No, he holds it. Brilliant move.
What did Jaco Koos have for breakfast? Because whatever it is, it's certainly working. He's on the inside there. This is exactly what he needs to do. Puts his knee in the dirt, throws that dust in the face of Graham from Idar. Into turn number 2. You can see the 2 different lines there. Jaco Koos has got the prime line there. You brake, you get it turned in there. Double apex, carry that momentum all the way through. A little bit further down, Safiso Tembe in a good battle there. Lafroche Fritz just ahead of them. Aubrey Marais, Gareth Jackson, Ruan Olberhauser. He's just up ahead of this battle. So good little races going all the way through the field. From Idar, he's going to now have to stick behind there and potentially try and line up a move going into the final stages.
Also, don't forget, Graham from Idar will be thinking about championship points on the Stefan Rudy Stocks bike. Doesn't want to make any mistakes. He's been having gear problems all day long. I've been listening to John T. Collard's bike, jumping out of gear. Van der Merwe and Goos holds the inside line this time, and Van der Merwe takes the high line, but he's not going to get past on that one.
But what that does do, it gives him the drive to line up a potential move going into turn 1. The battle for third place is heating up. Gareth Bezuidenhout and Michael Smith. This is the best ride coming out of Michael Smith. John T. Collard is now under pressure from the local man. Jacques Ackerman is coming, and he's coming fast on the inside. Jaco Koos goes defensive, does not allow Graham from Idar that move. That will cost him a little bit of drive out there. You can see the old wide swooping GP style there of Graham from Idar. Dale Nieuwenhuis, this has got to be one of the best performances of the season so far from Dale.
Right behind Johan Leroux. There we have Ruan Oberholster, and he's stuck in that dice with Safiso Temba. Ian Harwood is having problems with his bike. Something about the wheel sensor is not working properly. But anyway, back with the leaders. And Graham from Idar, well, he's playing it safe at the moment.
That's exactly what he's doing. Like you said, thinking of that overall championship. He knows he doesn't really have to beat Jaco Koos, but when you're in this kind of position, you do not want to settle for second place. You're going to make it stick. Here's John T. Collard just off the pace there in 5th place behind that third place battle between Michael Smith and Gareth Bezuidenhout. Jacques Ackerman's got himself up into 6th place there now, so he's starting to charge through. That is Lafroche Fritz and Safiso Temba. A really good battle going on there between them. See the 2 different lines. The riders trying to find whichever way they can around this bumpy Killarney circuit, but into the final stages now. From Idar, he's going to have to start thinking about that move, and look at the battle. Jacques Ackerman wrestling that Mad Max Kawasaki of his. The local man is coming. He's in the slipstream. Look at the local knowledge here on the brakes on the inside. Can he do it? Not going to make it stick there, but look for a move into turn 2.
Michael Smith, so good though on the brakes into that turn number 1. So Jacques Ackerman has moved up. He's got ahead of John T. Collard. So John T. Collard will do well to tag on to him and stay with his group.
You know, Dave, whenever you've raced, the first thing you do is tag onto the local rider, learn the bumps, learn the lines, and you'll increase your lap times, and that's exactly what John T. Collard needs to do. You can see the front end being pushed on these ZX10 machines. The Bridgestone tyres doing so well to keep these riders on track. Jacques Ackerman going to line up something, going into the 2 fast right-handers. You don't want to pass there, potentially get the slipstream. Yeah, looks like he's going to line up slipstream and then into Cape Town corner on the brakes.
But look out as they come onto that back straight. Jacques Ackerman's going to make a move. Safiso Temba, what a great dice with Aubrey Marais and Gareth Jackson. Oh, Van der Merwe tries the high line once again. How many times is he going to try that? That dice continues behind them. We have got Gareth Bezuidenhout. He is holding off Michael Smith and Jacques Ackerman. We go on board with John T. Collard just at the back of the group. He's doing exactly what we told him to do, Rob. Hang on to them.
Yeah, he's hanging in there, and you can see he really is hanging in there, no pun intended, because these bikes are starting to get really unsettled. Yeah, now Ackerman just no space on the inside of Michael Smith. Michael Smith, how late does he brake? Got the front end of that ZX10 set up perfectly. You can see the dice double apex line there from Jacques Ackerman. Our race leader goes down. Turn number 2, just too much front brake, too much lean angle, and he knows that could potentially be championship over.
Bike number 43 has hit the dirt. What's he looking? He's looking for his GoPro camera. Hopefully we'll get some footage out of that. But this will give Van Breda 25 points, almost wrapping up that championship.
Yeah, Van Breda would have seen that, and he knows just applying that pressure, this is exactly what he needs to do now. He can cruise home to the victory. This is now the battle for second and third place. So Collard, he would have seen Jaco Koos go down, and he's got to step his pace up. A couple attempts to get himself on that podium. Jacques Ackerman in the slipstream now of Michael Smith. We go on board here with a local man. Is he going to do it into Cape Town corner on the brakes? He should be able to have it. He's got the ideal line there on the inside. Can he get it stopped though? Oh, he's going in there really, really hard. Bridgestone R11 front. So much stability and so much more grip. He's able to turn that bike.
That was an unbelievable move. Local knowledge, of course. Top speed down there, Rob. Around about 270 k's per hour out of these bikes. So we see Gareth Jackson and RB Moraes still having their dice. That is for 10th place at the moment. We're back on board here with Jaco Koos. This is the crash, remember, just one lap ago. As he goes into that turn 3, just loses the front end. That was it. Too late on the brake.
Just a little bit offline, trying to bring that bike back on the front brakes. Not going to happen. And that has just allowed this man, Graham Van Breda, your championship leader, your championship contender. As we go back a little further back now, Jacques Ackerman, this is the final corner on the inside. He's going to go up into second place ahead of Gareth Bazano. Does he make it stick? Yes, Gareth sounds like he's got some kind of issue there, not able to turn the bike. That's going to cost him. But Jacques Ackerman from almost the back of the grid up into second place. The local flavour, the local crowd are going absolutely wild here at Killarney.
I'll tell you what, Gareth Bazano will be thinking, hang on a moment, my second place has gone and maybe third place is up for grabs as well, because Michael Smith on the inside. Look at Michael Smith on the brakes as they're going to that turn number 1, the Halls Hook. And you can take a look at Jacques Ackerman's big line. He's got that local knowledge. He's so much faster through this part of the track. Smith goes wide. And so does Gareth Bazano.
Michael Smith around the outside of the local rider. You never ever do that. But that's Ackerman going a little bit too defensive on this final lap now. He's trying to hold on to that second place. He has that battle between Dale Nieuwenhuizen and just behind him Johan Leroux. So that's a really good battle going on there for what is 6th and 7th place. But back to this battle for second and third, and looks like Michael Smith's going to hold on to it. Gareth Bazano, he's run out of tyre or something, because he's dropped off there now in 4th place, and he's coming under pressure from his teammate John T. Collard. But down the back straight for the final time, trying to get that slipstream. Jacques Ackerman's made the move. Ian Harwood, the back marker with the problems on his bike, he's in the way, but Ackerman goes defensive and he's up into second place. Could get the drive. This is going to be a drag race to the line. Michael Schmidt, can he get in the slipstream? He's not going to be close enough.
On board is Gareth Bazano. John T. Collard has got past Poseidon as well. This is unbelievable. Waiting for the checkers. There goes Graham Van Breda, our winner on the Stefanuti Stocks bike. Bike number 41 picks up Max. And Jacques Ackerman, what a brilliant ride. That was an incredible dice going on for second place. In fact, one of the dices of the year. There's the official results. Van Breda, Jacques Ackerman, Michael Smith, John T. Collard on the Papa's Pizza Ovens Kawasaki, Gareth Bazano, Dale Nieuwenhuizen on Fantech bike, Johan Leroux, and Ruben Oberholzer there in 8th place. Great ride.
A fantastic ride from Jacques Ackerman in second place.
Jacques, what a ride. You must be very pleased.
I had a terrible start. I couldn't get my bike to get into second. So I thought, there goes my race, and I just put my head down, opened the throttle, and tried to catch the guys in front as quickly as I could, and they did not make it easy, but it was a lot of fun, I must say.
Well, after that frantic action, it's time for a nice ice-cold refreshment. Join you after a break for race number 2 action. Welcome back to the Killarney International Raceway down here at Cape Town. And we've just seen a frantic almighty battle in race number 1. It's time for race number 2 action now. The Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup. You can see the winds picked up ever so slightly, but that hasn't deterred the fans who have come out in their numbers to enjoy the world-class racing 2 and 4 wheels, part of the Extreme Festival of Motoring. On board here with John T. Collard, he'll line up second row of the grid, was right in that battle for the podium. And can he be there once again? Graham Van Breda, Jaco Koos, and that man, Jacques Ackerman, right up in the mix now. Start of race number 2, another really good launch there. Ruben Oberholzer gets it a little bit wrong. Van Breda gets the perfect hole shot, but this time Jacques Ackerman, he's starting a lot further up, so watch out for the local man. Gets duffed up a little bit. He's down to about 5th or 6th place there. Michael Smith as well. So 2 of our top contenders losing out big time. Carl Robertson trying to go the long way around. Good to see that he's fixed that bike and out for race number 2.
Jacques Ackerman on the inside. There is Jaco Koos in second position. He's going to be a bit tentative to start off with. Will Graham Van Breda just streak away now, because he's going to know that Koos will be a little bit worried about that bike. Gous, they come down through the kink into Dam's Dip. Not much really in it. And Jacques Ackerman is hanging right in there in third place. Behind him, it's Michael Smith and then Jonty Collard.
Yeah, the local man didn't get the start off the line, but he's made up a hell of a lot of positions there to get himself into third place. A couple of riders complaining of arm pump in race number 1. That's really another factor you've got to throw in around Killarney, wrestling these bikes around this track, down the back straight. This is where it gets all kinds of hard work. You've got to stand those feet on the pegs, let the bike do its own thing. If you try and hang on to that bike, that arm pump will come in. Gareth Bazano, one of those riders. Jonty Collard now up into third. So Ackerman's lost 2 places down that back straight. Not sure what's happened there. You can see Carl Robinson now ahead of his teammate, Del Nieuwenhuizen. So he's going to try and come through the field, get himself in the mix for the top 5.
As we go on past, we go right up against the wall. This is 240, 250 k's per hour on board with Gareth Besaidner. Jump on the brakes. A great start then from Jonty Collard. I'm not sure what happened to Jacques Ackerman. Must have made a mistake coming onto the back straight.
Yeah, he must have just high-sided out there. So easy to do. You can see that different line there from Ackerman. He really does. Double apex. It gets in tight, runs out wide. Carl Robinson or Dal Nieuwenhuizen looking to go around the outside. Where is he going? Looks like he's going to go straight back to the airport there, but manages to pull it tight there. There's so many different lines around Killarney. But it's a nice little group here. The leaders aren't pulling away as fast as they did in race number 1. You can see there's almost a group of 10 riders battling for their top 3 spots.
I think Gous has got back in the groove. I'm expecting to be attacking pretty shortly. And right behind them, Jonty Collard. He's putting in a brilliant ride on that Kawasaki, the Papa's Pizza oven bike.
There's Jacques Ackerman down there in 5th place at the moment, but we saw it in race number 1. He certainly does have a turn of pace in the second half of the race as we go on board here with him. Gareth Bazano looking to line up a move on the inside of Jonty Collard. Yes, he does make it stick. Oh, Collard gets the rear of that bike, stood up over that bump. And Jaco Gous is a really good ride considering he was down on the deck. Hasn't seemed to hit his confidence too much because he's right on the back wheel there of the bucking Bronco Graham from Bredar.
Oh, how tough is it coming out of that Cape Town corner for these guys. There's Ruan Oberholzer. He's having a great ride. There's a good improvement from Ruan Oberholzer this weekend.
Graham from Bredar still holding off at the front of this field. Jaco Gous, the 2 distinct different lines there from those 2 riders. Gous going around the outside. You can see from Bredar forcing him the long way around. Gous almost side by side. Ooh, they nearly bashed handlebars there. You can see Gous was out wide on the bumpy stuff and he's had to change up his line there. So Graham from Bredar knows now that Jaco Gous is right in the mix and Gous has got to make up those points he lost in race 1, number 1. Check out this battle. Gareth Bazano up into 3rd place. Then it's Jonty Collard. Then it's Ruan Jacques Ackerman. And they are in a good battle once again for those final podium spots. That's going to be a dance all the way to the line. Michael Schmidt not too far behind. This is going to be a great onboard judge. Just listen to this bike and watch the bumps coming onto this back straight. 3rd gear, drive it out of there. Don't get too close. And that's the mistake from Bazano and Collard, hitting those tree stumps underneath the ground. It gets very bumpy there. Collard lining up a move on the inside. Is he going to get close enough? Looks like it's going to be a 3-way tussle there going into the final turn.
Graham van Bredar holds the lead at the moment. Stephanie Starks is still leading this race as they squirt it down through the kink and up against the pit wall at 260 k's per hour. Oh, it's just unbelievable the speed of these bikes as they come down there. You've got to stand next to that wall, Rob. It's quite scary, I'll tell you.
It is
on
so,
the brakes.
So scary. Ooh,
on the brakes.
Not going to make it stick.
Jaco Gous.
Oh, Michael Smith, where did he come from? Came from Joburg, was running a little bit too late, so he's just shoved it around the outside of the local man. He really does love the front end of that ZX10 machine of his. Safiso Temba. It's a good ride from Safiso up inside that top 10. He'll be really happy with that, but no one touching these 2 men out front at the moment. It's from Bredar, it's Gous. Then we look a little bit further back. He has a battle for 3rd. Gary Bazano, Jonty Collard, Michael Schmidt now throwing it in the mix there. The local fans aren't going to be happy to see their man down in 6th place.
Jacques Ackerman's got some work to do if he's to repeat that performance from race number 1. Oberholzer goes through. Right behind him, this other dice that is going on, and that is Aubrey Murray. Ian Harwood seems to have got his bike a little bit more sorted out this time around.
Yeah, it's just not easy wrestling these 200 horsepower bikes around here. It really isn't. Hats off to these guys. Jaco Gous on the inside. Has he ticked it off? As we saw in race number 1, he's done it. Now, can he hold off the charge from Bredar? He's just got to keep his composure. Again, gets a little bit out of shape there on the side of the tyre. Remember, these tyres taking a battering now. The same tyres they used in race number 1 onto the brakes. This is where Gous got it all wrong in race number 1. Takes that slightly tighter line. Keeps it all together there. Now, can Jaco Gous claw back those 5 points? This is a little bit further back. Del Nieuwenhuizen looks like he's dropping through the field ever so slightly. He was up inside the top 10. Looks like he's just falling into the hands there of Safiso Temba.
I think that might be Kyle Robinson, actually, his teammate, also charging through the field. They look so similar on the bike. We're on board with Jonty Collard. This is this massive dice. Michael Smith just ahead of him. Go down to the dams. This is a bumpy part of the track. You want to be on the inside coming out of there, Rob, because you know that bumper's on the outside.
Yeah, it was a little bit wide going on the brakes. The thing is, there's a bump going on the inside there, so if you're trail braking, you've got to get off the brake, allow the bike to settle and bring it back, and he just ran a little bit wide. Jacques Ackerman, that's brought him into the mix now. Gareth Pesano looks like he's extending that lead, but he suffered with the arm pump issues in race number 1. Let's see if that's not going to come back and haunt him now in race number 2. Jaco Koos again goes at defensive line. Look at this, 3 abreast. Michael Schmidt in the middle, Ackerman on the inside, John Collard around the outside, but they keep station for now. Come those final laps though, it's going to get elbows out and time to sort out those podium positions.
It does look to me like Jacques Ackerman's got a bit in hand. No change at the front though. Van Mera's just shadowing Jaco Koos. Is he saving it for the last lap? I wonder, because he knows if he does lead into the last lap, Jaco Koos is going to make a move. There's that other dice going on. This is 3, 4, 5 and 6 on track. Oh! Dale Nievenhuizen, what's happening here? He's run off the track.
Oh! Dale Nievenhuizen, Travis Pastrana, eat your heart out. What? My mind is blown. I can't believe what just happened.
Let's go back to the race. That was just a bit of stunt action going. Don't even know. It's got to be the move of the day. Should we call it that?
Mark Marquez wouldn't even be able to pull that move off. Yes, that battle though. For third place, we're in the final stages now. You can see that gap down to Pesano. Graham from Bradar in the inside. Is he going to make it stick? Yes, he does. You said he was waiting until the final stages of this race. He looks like he's got a little bit extra pace. Maybe Jaco Koos suffering with some kind of break or injury after that crash. But from Bradar now hits the front.
I think Graham has just been biding his time, but this is that dice that just continues. Gareth Pesano is hanging on for dear life for that third position. We're into the last lap. Oh, and it's Jaco Koos and Graham from Bradar changed the lead once again. This is unbelievable in the Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup. 2 laps to go. Jacques Ackerman on board with him. John Collard is on his inside. Does Ackerman try the wide line? Does he make it around the outside? I don't think he can make it there. That is definitely going all the way around the outside. It's not going to happen.
No, the problem is he's got to bring the bike back at some point. That's exactly what he's done. Collard closing that line. He has a good battle between Johan Leroux and Carl Robinson. He would have seen his teammate do the biggest endo of his life, but he's got himself all sorted. Great to see him back in there in the dice for 7th and 8th, but look at this 4-way battle.
Michael Schmidt.
This is Moto 3 stuff. Michael Schmidt is the man on the mission at the moment.
Schmidt has moved up into that third position ahead of Gareth Pesano. Gareth Pesano, is he suffering with arm pump once again? It's hard work around this track. And Jacques Ackerman, look at him go up the inside as we go through Malmesbury. That's not the place you're going to overtake, but he will line him up for the back straight now. So Jacques Ackerman will be lining up those 2 bikes there on the brakes down into Cape Town corner. Jaco Koos has got that bike standing on the front end.
He's got to close those lines. It's 1 lap remaining. He's got to finish ahead of Graham from Bradar. We're going to go a little bit further back. Jacques Ackerman on the inside of Gareth Pesano. So Pesano falling like a stone now. A little bit of fatigue maybe coming into play there, but he's dropped a couple of positions. Jaco Koos, look how defensive he's going. From Bradar's going around the outside. Got his legs out. These guys are pushing to the absolute limit. He runs wide. From Bradar on the inside. He shoves it in there. This is world-class racing from these two. They know what's up for grabs. Graham from Bradar, this is impressive because he doesn't need to do this. He's got such a gap in the championship, but he wants to get those extra 5 points, leave Cape Town with 1 hand on the trophy.
This is a great stylish ride from Graham from Bradar. That's MotoGP top stuff. And Jacques Ackerman, he goes into 3rd position overall on the track. This is amazing. He's come from far back. He came from last Tuesday and he's now in 3rd position.
Johan Leroux and Carl Robinson with duct tape all over that bike. He's in a big battle there. That is for what is 7th and 8th place behind the leading group from Bradar.
Final corner.
Very defensive. Jaco Koos, there's no way around. It's going to be a slipstream battle to the line.
Oh, Jaco Koos. He's training so hard. He's taking this serious. He's lost about 10 kilos in body mass as well. Looks like 3rd position, covered once again by Jacques Ackerman, the local rider. Brilliant stuff. Down to the line, and there's thousandths of a second. We'll have to wait for the final results. There it is. It's Graham from Bradar by 3,000ths of a second ahead of Jaco Koos, Jacques Ackerman and Michael Schmidt.
Then it's John Collard, Gareth Pesano, Johan Leroux and Carl Robinson. But let's head down to pit lane and chat with your championship leader, Graham from Bradar.
Yeah, it was a really nice race. Obviously, thanks to my team for setting up a perfect bike. Jaco's bike was very, very good today. He's riding fantastic. I've never seen him ride that well, so well done to him. And unfortunate for him in the first heat, we were basically out braking each other lap for lap, and he went down, he lost the front end, so it could have been a really good race as well. The second heat was fantastic. When he passed me on lap 4 on the brakes, my bike wasn't as good as his out of the turn, so I knew my only place I could really get past was BP. And he kept blocking the line. Second last lap, I managed to sneak past, almost in the grass, down the back straight, but still managed to get a slight line. And yeah, it's really nice to have a good race for a change and no incidents. And thank you so much to my team and to Stefaniti Stocks, to Kawasaki, to Bridgestone, to Red Square, and all of my team, to my dad and Peter for coming down and giving me a really good package. Thank you.
What an incredible ride. Certainly one of the best races of the season. Second place goes to the hard-fighting Jaco Gous.
We came here this weekend. We felt strong from the word go. Unfortunately, in the first heat, I was on Graham. I felt comfortable, but I made a small mistake going into turn 2 and I crashed. Luckily, we got the bike together. A huge thank you to the team Fish Curry, my dad, Martin Brits, and Chris Duplessis helping to get the bike together, and we could make the line. The second heat, it took me about 2-3 laps to get my rhythm back, and from there, yeah, it was good. A real big ding-dong was Graham, and in the end, I think he put me with half a bike length, but it was definitely worth it in a fun race. And I would just like to thank my dad for his help and effort, my team, they've been awesome this whole weekend, and then all the organisers and sponsors, Kawasaki, Red Square, Bridgestone. Thank you very much.
The Red Square Rider of the Day goes to the top 10 rider, Ruan Olbaza.
This morning everything came together, good starts for the races, very happy to race with Safiso. The second race was proper, brilliant, well done to him. But overall ecstatic about the weekend, very happy. Thanks to everybody, thanks to Red Square, Bridgestone. Awesome, can't wait to get back.
Let's have a look at the overall championship. Remember, they are split in the different categories as well, but it is Graham from Bridal overall ahead of Jaco Gous and Gareth Bezuidenhout. Michael Schmidt up into 4th now ahead of John Tikolo. Teddy Brook missing in action, still holds down 6th ahead of Dale Nevenhazer and Carl Robinson there. Make sure to join us for the finale of the 2019 season, the Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup down at the Aldo Scribanti in Port Elizabeth on the 16th of November. All this ZX10 Masters Cup action is proudly brought to you by Red Square for ultimate activation.